This is February Masterclass, and today we are going to talk about two-suited overcalls, and my name is Sofie Sjodal. Today we're going to talk about why we want to use two-suited overcalls, some problems about it, how we are going to use it, and how we are responding to it. And also, in what situation do we not want to use it? So the reason why we want to use two-suited overcalls is that, first of all, it's easier to show our hand. So when we show two suits straight away, we have already given partner a lot of information about our hand. So let's say in this example, North opens a heart and East shows both minors. Now, South has a couple of options showing the heart support, depending a bit on system. But they definitely want to make a forcing bid showing hearts. And now West can sacrifice straight away. And we haven't given North-South a lot of room to bid. So let's say that West bids 5 clubs straight away. That's already in the first round of bidding. So North hasn't been able to tell much about his hand other than the fact that he has an opening hand with probably at least 5 hearts. South has shown heart support and a forcing bid, depending on their bid and their system. So now North-South has to decide, well, do we want to go to slam? Do we want to double East-West? Or do we just want to compete to the 5 level? And with little information about the hand, that's a really difficult decision. So the fact that we can sacrifice straight away makes it a lot more difficult for opponents. Because when we are non-vull, which some places call green, some places call white, and opponents are vull, meaning that they are red, then we can go as much as 3 down if opponents can make game, and we still have a very good score, even if we are doubled. And if we're all the same, so we're all green or we're all red, then we can go 2 down if opponents make game. However, if we are red and they are green, we can only go 1 down. But here we can see that we are green and they are red, meaning that we can go as much as 3 down and still have a good score. That means that North-South really wants to get a better score, and it's really tempting to compete to the 5 level, because it's unlikely that East-West goes as much as 4 down. So in this hand, we can see that it's actually wrong for East-West for North-South to compete to 5 hearts, because they have 2 diamond losers and a club loser. It would be wrong to bid 5 hearts because they're going down. So it's not always easy. And also the fact that East-West can actually make a lot of tricks because of their good suits. So East-West can actually make 5 diamonds here, meaning that North-South should compete, but that's super difficult. It's not likely that East-West makes game here, even though with this hand, it's such an extreme hand that they do. Here they only have a spade loser and a diamond loser because they can finesse the diamonds. So a spade loser and a heart loser because they can finesse the diamonds. So it's such a difficult, bidding on a high level is really difficult because we don't have much information about the hands. So bidding quickly up to the 5 level, or maybe even just to the 4 level, makes it much more difficult for opponents to know what's going on, and increases the chance that they do something wrong. Another important thing with the two-suited overcalls is that it's much easier to support a suit because we already know about 2 suits. Let's imagine that North opens a heart and East bids 2 diamonds. Now, let's say South bids 4 hearts. What is West going to do? West doesn't actually know about the club suit that East has, so West does not have support in diamonds, and it's maybe not so easy to decide to bid 5 clubs. And let's say West passes and North passes. Now East also maybe does not want to compete to the 5 level all on its own, even with a 5-5 hand, if partner doesn't have much support, that could be scary. So maybe East also passes. So we can see that East-West makes 5 clubs, but maybe they just decide to pass 4 hearts because they don't know about the club support. So knowing the 2 suits straight away is also really important sometimes. And the fact that we have 2 suits makes it more likely that we have more tricks. And therefore it's fine to bid a bit higher. So usually we have 2 suits we can play on and therefore get more tricks. So even if we are competing higher than we would normally, it's usually not a problem. But there are a couple of problems. So I told you guys that the fact that we get to show our hand straight away gives partner a lot of information. The problem is that all the information we give to partner, we also give to the opponents. So the fact that we have shown our hand really well can also make declaring and defending a lot easier. So let's say we are sitting in north and we are declaring 4 hearts. So we open the heart and East showed 2 suits and we got to 4 hearts. Now we have to guess which way to play the heart suit. If the hearts break 2-1, we don't have a problem at all. We can just play the ace and king of hearts or the king and ace of hearts, and the queen will drop. The problem arrives when the hearts break 3-0. So if East has shown 2 suits, then that's already 10 cards, because when we show 2 suits, we have at least 5-5. So that's 10 cards already, meaning that there's only 3 cards left. And it's not so likely that all of those 3 cards will be hearts. It can happen, but it's not as likely. So therefore, if East has shown 2 suits, I would have played the king of hearts, and then if West has 3 hearts, we can finesse the hearts. However, if East hasn't bid anything at all, then we have no idea which way to play the hearts. So we can see that in this instance, the fact that East bid a 2-suited hand made it easier for North-South to make 4 hearts, because they only have 2 spade losers and a diamond loser, because they can finesse the clubs and they could also find the hearts. If East had only bid a spade, then sure, we already know a bit more about East's hand, but we don't necessarily know that they have a void in, or making it very likely that they have a void in hearts. Because yes, they do have shown more cards, but they have also probably shown more points than West. So maybe they do have the Queen of Hearts, and it's a lot more difficult than when East has already shown 10 cards. Another problem is that we may end up too high. I said that it's usually not a big problem to bid higher because we have 2 suits to play on, but the problem arrives when partner doesn't have support in either of the suits. Then we might actually end up too high by just bidding a 2-suited hand. And we might also get the contract on the wrong side because it might be the weak hand declaring, because it's very common that it's the responder of the 2-suited hand that gets to declare the contracts most of the time. So now we are going to look at how it works. We will look at both how we're doing it over a major opening and also over a minor opening. And there are 2 options that we're going to look at. So first, we're going to look at how we show both minors when opponents open a major. So if opponents open 1 heart or 1 spade, we can jump to 2 no to show at least 5-5 in clubs and diamonds. And a common way of doing this is that it shows either a weak hand or a strong hand. And if we have a strong hand, we have to bid again. And a strong hand is usually approximately 16 plus, but it does depend a bit, because it depends on where we have our high card points. So it's a lot better to have the points in our long suits. If we look at the example we have here in the south hand, we can see that we have only 7 high card points, but the points are in the correct suits. all the points are in diamonds and clubs. If we had switched out the queen of diamonds for the queen of spades, our hand would be much worse because the queen of spades is not really going to help us at all. But having the queen of diamonds, and especially having queen jack 10, makes it a lot more likely that we will get tricks here. So we don't have a clear bidding for, or an interval for either the strong or the weak hand. We have to feel it a bit how we're going to do it, but do try to avoid bidding with the middle hand. So it also does depend a bit on the vulnerability where we have to be a bit stronger if we're red or than if we're green. And the reason we have to try to avoid bidding with the middle hands is that it makes it really difficult for partner to bid if we can have every single strength. Because if we either have the weak hand, we can preempt the opponents hoping that they will make a game, or if we have the strong hand, we can hope to make a game on our own. However, if we have the middle hand, it's very difficult because it makes it less likely that opponents makes game, but also less likely that we make a game, and maybe we all just want to play on a lower level. It's very difficult for partner to know when to make an invite or bid game or just bid on the lowest level if we can have everything. So in this example, East opens a spade and we bid 2 no. We can see that we only have 7 high card points, so we are quite weak, but this is the best ability to bid because we are green and they are red, and we can go 3 down if opponents make a game. So, and also because all our points are in the suits and we have good suits, we also have some 10s and some 9s. We bid 2 no, and then West bids 3 spades, showing a limited spade raise, not necessarily a good hand. It doesn't have to be a full limit raise, it can be weaker. We don't necessarily want to make an invite, we just want to compete 3 spades. And then North jumps to 5 clubs straight away. North only has 13 high card points, but they are very good points because Ace and Queen of clubs and the King of diamonds are really good cards because they're in the suits that South has, meaning that the honors will most likely be very valuable. And also having an ace is a lot more important than having kings and jacks and king queen or queen jack, because we know that South only has at most 3 cards in the majors. So if we have king queen of a suit and partner has a stiff, then neither of the cards are really going to help us, and it's just going to be good cards defending, but not really good cards when we are playing. So in this hand, we can see that we have a spade loser, a heart loser, and a diamond loser. But we can also see that East West is making 4 spades because they have a heart loser and a diamond loser and a club loser, and then hopefully they can make the hearts good before North-South can cash their diamonds. They could also go down if North-South managed to switch to diamonds straight away and they forget to duck it. If East ducks the diamonds once, then it's very difficult to beat the contract. And the way to bid over a 2-suited call, especially over the showing the both minors, is that we just bid our best suit. So when South shows clubs and diamonds, North will bid the suit that they prefer to play. One suit is longer than the other, we will bid that one. If they are the same length, then we will just choose one of them. And if North is strong and does have some support, like here, they can jump to game, hoping to make or hoping that it will be a good sacrifice. But also we can be quite weak and decide to jump, like we saw in the last example with the 6 clubs and a 6 card with only 6 high card points. because if we have a good support, then we often make a lot of tricks, even with few points. But the main thing is that we want to sacrifice. We think opponents are making game, so we will bid a bit higher, expecting to get doubled and then go down. But this is depending a bit on the vulnerability. Because as I said, if we are red and they are green, we can only go one down, so we have to be a bit careful. But if we are green and they are red, we can go as much as 3 down and still have a good score, even when we doubled, so then we can bid a lot more. We also have a very similar bid for showing the 2 lowest unbid suits. And that's if opponents has opened a minor, so clubs or diamonds, we can jump to 2 no, showing the 2 lowest unbid suits. So if they open a club, we show diamonds and hearts. And if they open a diamond, we show clubs and hearts. And this works in the exact same way as the 1 major, 2 no. And we can here also have a good hand or a bad hand, but usually not the middle hand. The only difference is in how we respond to the bid. Because if we have support in both major and the minor, we usually support the major instead. So if we have at least 3 hearts, we will most likely support the hearts. Sometimes even if we have 3 hearts and 4 of the minor that partner is showing, we can still decide to support the hearts. So in this example, East opens a diamond and South has 5 hearts and 5 clubs and can therefore jump to 2 no. And here we can see that South has a really good hand. Even if North has absolutely nothing, we have a club loser, a diamond loser, a spade loser, and then depending a bit on the hearts, at most 2 heart losers, but that's unlucky. We can hope for at most 1 heart loser. And we can also hope that partner has just a little bit support for us. So we will bid 2 no, West passes, and North will bid 3 hearts. Now we can just hope for a little bit of help from partner. So we said that if we have the strong option, we have to raise. So here we will raise to 4 hearts. And this time we can see that we have a club loser, a diamond loser, and nothing more because partner has the king of spades and the heart finesse is on. Also, if we cash ace king of hearts, queen will drop, but that's not the best odds. We will try for the finesse here. So we do really have to raise here and just hope that partner can help us a little bit. If partner just have the queen of hearts and nothing else, we are good. And even if partner has 4 hearts and nothing else, we can hope that the hearts are just breaking 2-2. So we're super close to making game on our own. And then we have the other option, which is usually referred to as Michael's, and it means that we bid their suit. So if opponents open a minor, we will bid their minor. They open a club, we bid 2 clubs. They open a diamond, we bid 2 diamonds. And the reason we bid their suit is because it's really rare that we want to show the suit that they have opened. So we will keep this bid for something else. Of course, if opponents has opened a club and it shows only 3, then yes, sometimes we do really want to bid clubs instead. But we find that it's more likely that we want to show 2 suits straight away than the fact that we want to show their suit. So if they open a minor and we bid their minor, so 1 club, 2 club, that shows at least 5 cards in both majors. And in the same way, it can be a weak or a strong hand. So we see in the first or the top example that we have 9 high card points, but we do have all the points in our suits, so that's good. We can bid 2 of a major, we can bid 2 of their minor to show both majors. Or the bottom hand is a really good hand. Here we're missing the ace of diamonds and the ace of hearts. And we can likely make 11 tricks almost on our own, unless something breaks very unfriendly. So here we can still use the bid. We bid the miner they opened, but then when partner responds something, we can just jump to game on our own, showing that we have a really good hand. Because we can raise one level to show that we have a good hand, but that's not game forcing. So if we are afraid that partner will pass, then we have to bid game on our own. So partner will bid quite similarly to over 2-0. We will bid the best major that we have, the one that we prefer playing. And if we are strong and we have a bit of support, we can just jump to game. Or the same if we are weak, but we have good support. So let's say we have 5-card support, we should also jump to game. But this is, again, depending a bit on the vulnerability. So with a 5-card suit, and if we are green against red, we can almost always just jump to game and hope for the best, because it will usually give us a good score, even if we have a really weak hand. So let's say on the lowest, on the bottom example, that they open a club, we bid 2 clubs, and then partner bids 2 hearts. Now we can just jump to 4 hearts, because it's unlikely that they will make. Sorry, it's super likely that we will make a game here. Sorry. So it's super likely we will make game, and therefore we will bid game, because if we just raise to 3 hearts, then we are probably just going to play there, because partner probably has a really weak hand since we are super strong. So here are all the options. We can just prefer just bid the suit we prefer on the lowest level. And that means 1 diamond, 2 diamonds. Now, if the next person passes, we can't pass. Because if we pass, then we show a weak hand. Sorry. If we pass, we end up playing diamonds. I'm really sorry. We don't want to play diamonds because partner has 5-5 in the majors. So we will bid our hand on the lowest level. So we will bid spades, because we prefer playing spades over hearts, because we have 3 spades and 2 hearts. And if we are a bit stronger, we can make an invite. There are several ways of doing this. The way we're going to do it here is that we can bid 2 no trump, and that means that we have support in 1 or both majors. And with a minimum, partner will bid 3 hearts, and with maximum, partner will bid 4 hearts. And then if we prefer to play spades over hearts, we just have to correct it to spades, because partner doesn't know if we have spades or hearts. And it's really important that partner never bids spades, because even if partner has 6 spades and 5 hearts, partner cannot bid spades. Because if partner has minimum and bid 3 spades, and then we had support in the hearts, we have to bid 4 hearts either way, and then the invite thing isn't really working. And even worse, if partner bids 4 spades, and we had heart support, we have to play 5 hearts, and that's not really a contract we like playing, because 4 hearts already give the game bonus, so we just want to keep it on the 4 level. And then, as I said, we can bid to game, or just bid also to the 3 level with preemptive hand. So 1 diamond, 2 diamonds, and pass from the next player. 3 major will now be usually a 4-card support, and we can't. It's not an invite, because if we have an invite, we go through to no. This is just saying that we wanna make it difficult for opponents, so we're gonna jump, but we don't actually have a good hand. And then if we have a strong hand, we can jump to game. And also if we have a 5-card support, we can jump to game. There's something called a law saying that the number of cards we have together in the suit is the number of the tricks we want to make. So we want to bid on the 4 level if we have a 10-card support, because that's 10 tricks. And we want to bid on the 3 level if we have a 9-card support, because that's 9 tricks. It doesn't always work out like that, but it does usually work like that we either want to bid it because we want to make the game, or we want to bid it because we want to sacrifice. So here we have another example. West opens a diamond and North bids a partner and bids 2 diamonds, and East passes. Now it's our turn. And we can see that we have 5 spades and 3 hearts. And both King Jack of Spades and Queen of Hearts are really good cards because that's points in partner suits. So those are good. And then also having aces are always good because we would rather have an ace than King Queen if partner has a stiff. So with 5 spades here, and even if we only have 10 points, we can jump to 4 spades here, which is likely to make because we have the correct points here. But even if it's not making, then we can hope opponents making on their own. But we can also use Michael's after a 1 major opening. And this can be used different ways. The way we're going to use it is that it shows the opposite major and an unknown minor. So if they open a spade and we bid 2 spades, that shows 5 hearts and 5 either clubs or diamonds. And if they open a heart and we bid 2 heart, that shows 5 spades and either 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. And we can have a longer minor, but we cannot have a longer major. That's the common way of doing it. That's because if we have a longer major, we would usually just bid our major because then we probably just want to play major instead of playing minor. It is also possible to play with a specific minor that makes it easier to bid, but it also makes it much less frequent, so it doesn't happen as much. So we could choose to have 1 spade, 2 spades as hearts and clubs, for example. Then it happens about half of the time as having it with an unspecified minor. So because we have an unspecified minor, there are a couple of differences from the 1 minor to minor bid. One thing is that we do usually support the major if we have support in both. So this is the same as the 1 minor 2 no that shows hearts or the 2 lowest suits, which could be hearts, where we support major if we have support in the major. And with a weak major support, we usually bid major on the lowest level. So if it goes a spade, 2 spades, then 3 hearts is supporting on the lowest level. But if it goes 1 heart, 2 heart, then 2 spades is on the lowest level. That means we can jump to 3 spades with 4 spades and a weak hand, just like over 1 diamond, 2 diamonds. With a weak hand with minor support, we can bid 3 clubs, which would be pass or correct. And that means that if partner has clubs, partner will pass. And if partner has diamonds, partner will correct 2 diamonds. This is also something you can do in different ways, but that's one way of doing it. If we have a bit of a better hand, we will still support the major if we have support in both. But we can use 2 no as an invitational bid. In this way, we can ask a partner which minor he has, but also ask for the strength. So if partner has minimum hand, partner will just bid their minor. However, if they have extras, they can also show this by bidding 3 hearts with clubs and a good hand, and 3 spades with diamonds and a good hand. So the lowest suit for the lowest suit. Hearts for clubs and spades for diamonds. But if partner bids three minor, so over two no, partner bids three clubs or three diamonds. If we now go back to the major, that's an invitational hand with the major. So let's say partner, it goes a heart, two heart, pass, and we bid two no, and partner bids three clubs. Now we can bid three spades. For example, with the hand we have here, we have spade support and we have three aces, and we want to make an invitational bid. So we, over one heart, two heart, pass, we can bid two no and pass. And now if partner bids three clubs or three diamonds, we go back to three spades. That does not say that we were not interested in their minor. It says that we have an invitational hand with spades. And if partner answered three hearts or three spades on our two no, we will just raise to four spades because now we already know partner has extras. And when we're talking about minimum and extras, we're talking about the weak hand or the strong hand. So with the weak hand, we're just going to bid the minor, and with the strong hand, we're going to bid the major. We can also make a preemptive bid with the minor, but if we do, we need to have support in both minors because we don't know which suit partner has. So if we jump to four or five clubs, that's also pass or correct, meaning that if partner has diamonds, they will correct the diamonds, and with clubs, they will pass. And then with a 5-card major or a strong hand, we can jump to game, just like earlier. So when can we not use it? Well, if opponents open a minor and we have spades and a minor, we are in trouble. We cannot use it. Because one minor, two minor will show both majors, and one minor, two no will show the two lowest, so the other minor and hearts. That means if we have spades and a minor, we will just have to first bid our spades and then come back with a minor or only show one suit. We can also not use it if our long suit is, or one of our long suits is their suit. So if they open a diamond and we have diamonds and hearts, for example, we cannot show our diamond suit. We only have to show a heart suit. And we should be very careful to do it if we have bad suits and the honors are in other suits. Such as with this hand, we have quite bad both spade and heart suits. And we have the king stiff of clubs and the queen doubleton of diamonds, not really giving us a lot of tricks. And it would be very misleading for us to show a both major hand. So here we're just probably going to pass instead. And the other way is when one suit is a lot better than the other one. Like here we have a very good 6-card spades and quite a bad 5-card hearts. So instead of showing both majors here and then partner has, let's say partner has 2-2 in both suits and decides to support us in hearts instead of spades because they don't know which suit to choose. And then we end up playing on a 5-2 fit with a terrible suit instead of a 6-2 fit with a good suit. So here I would advise you to just bid the spades first instead and rather show it as a hand with longer spades. So a short summary, it's very nice to show two suits straight away, and it does describe our hand a lot better. But we have to remember that it shows our hand both to partner and to opponents, so it's not always great. But showing a two-suited hand is also making it a lot easier to preempt. So in general, it's often a good idea. So that was it, and I hope you all want to play the tournament.